Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a recent purchase that I made for Tesla stock, including showing my receipt and how much I purchased, the time that I purchased it at, and the price that I purchased it at compared to what it's at currently, and also going into some justification and explanation for this purchase decision. So basically, my analysis of Tesla stock and why I think it's still worth buying at this point in time. As you all know that are familiar with my channel, I've been continuing to buy Tesla stock basically over this past year, and I've been buying heavily into this stock over the past couple of months as well, and we'll get into that also. But of course, as always, if you enjoy the Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. But just getting into this video for today, first off, let's just go ahead and address the current share price for Tesla stock. So the share price right now, 2 days before the earnings report, the Q3 earnings report. So it's currently at $433.45 per share. And as you can see for the normal market hours today, we got a minus 2.01% drop, which is minus $8.84. And then for the after hours today, we are at plus 0.61%, which is plus $2.62 added on to the share price. So with today, we did have a drop day. We recovered a little bit of it in after hours, but just a little bit of context as well. The after hours are currently closed, so we won't see any changes until like 4 a.m. or when the normal market hours open up at 9:30 a.m. So I'm definitely excited to see where this stock goes, especially as we start to get a little bit closer to the Q3 earnings report. Keep in mind, I think they're going to beat expectations. However, as we know, even if it is positive news and they beat expectations and it's something that investors want to hear, it's never guaranteed that the stock will move in a positive direction. As we know with earnings reports across many different companies in the past, there have been many times where it's been nothing but great news, but the stock goes down. And that's because some people like to buy the stock early and sell off on the days where the positive news is announced, or maybe even before then. So I'm kind of wondering, is today an effect of the sell-off, or is today just more of mirroring the general stock market? I think it's more on the side of just mirroring the stock market rather than a sell-off. If there is going to be a sell-off for Tesla stock, I think it's likely going to happen either on the day of the earnings report, the day of, or the day after. However, addressing all of that, like I said, on the Q3 earnings report, I think there's going to be good news. But as I've stated, I don't know how the market is going to react to that. It's basically your guess is as good as mine. Neither of us have a crystal ball in the market. It's really unpredictable. So like I said, I can't give an exact prediction on what I think the market will do in reaction to the earnings report. However, I think the earnings report will be good news. So anyways, just addressing the main point of today's video, which is my recent purchase, let's just go ahead and check out my receipts, and I'll show you exactly all of the details for my purchase for today. So as you can see on the purchase history down here, it says a market buy 14 hours ago for $334.96 worth of Tesla stock, and this was a fractional share of 0.753315 shares at a share price of $446.65. So this was filled at 9:30 a.m. this morning. And I think if we check on the chart here, 9:30 was one of the higher points of the day. So at least I bought it a little bit in this dip right here, but it was still one of the highest points of the day, unfortunately. So I wasn't the luckiest in terms of dollar cost averaging in this scenario. However, as we know, that's basically a toss up with dollar cost averaging. You can either get lucky and buy it at a good time, or you can get unlucky and buy it at not the most optimized time. So either way, I understand that's a risk with dollar cost averaging. However, that's still even a risk with just buying it when you think there's a big discount. Or even if you don't think there's a big discount, whenever you buy, you still take the risk of the unpredictable future, making your recent purchase not look as good as compared to what happens afterwards. So let's say you just bought Tesla stock today at 11:35 a.m. because you thought, okay, it's basically just barely in the green today at plus 0.08%. This is a good deal, so I'm going to buy it. Well, just a few minutes later at 12:15 p.m., you may look back and say, oh, well, that wasn't the most optimized time, I guess, for me to buy it, since it's now down almost 1% in the red. So as you can see, just depending on the context of the short term and where the movements go, you can always look back and say, oh, I didn't buy at the perfect time, or oh, I could have bought it a better time. But as they say, hindsight is 20/20. We didn't have that context and insight when we were making that purchase decision. So with my logic, I don't worry so much about the times that I purchase compared to like the most optimized purchase prices. But I obviously like to show the price that I bought it at compared to what it's at currently, just because I know some people are interested for entertainment value. But my point here of why it doesn't really matter for me is because I'm a long-term investor. I'm investing in Tesla stock for many, many, many years in the future. So basically, the few cents difference or few dollars difference, I don't consider it that very relevant, considering that I'm going to be holding this stock for a long time with compound interest doing its work. Obviously, a few dollars or a few cents different on the share price if I'm holding it for the long term. Yes, that makes a big difference in price, but I think it's a lot of wasted effort and productivity to try to focus on timing Tesla stock and buying it at the perfect times when you can avoid all of that stress simply by just dollar cost averaging. And honestly, I think the dollar cost averaging strategy is another way that helps me keep my emotions separated from the market, because I basically realize that's a lot of wasted productivity if I'm worrying about constantly whether I should buy at a certain time or whether I shouldn't buy at a certain time or whether I made the right decision previously of buying at a specific time. So with the dollar cost average strategy, you don't have to worry about all of that, and it reduces a lot of your stress as well, I think. So that's kind of another benefit, and I really didn't think about it before in terms of actually helping with keeping your emotions separated from the market, but maybe there's some connection there because it keeps you from having to think about all of these small details that don't really matter so much in my opinion. But anyways, just addressing my justification for why I'm continuing to buy Tesla stock right now. For one thing, like I said, I think the earnings results are going to be positive for the Q3 earnings report. Now, like I said, even if it is good news, I don't know how the market will react. I mean, we could have the greatest news ever and somehow it drops like 5 to 10% just because the market doesn't get it. So basically, I don't know where the market is going in the future, but I'm buying because I see this as a huge opportunity in the long term. So even if it doesn't turn out so well in the short term, I think $433 per share will eventually look like a ridiculously good deal. And obviously that may be many years from now on, but when I let compound interest do its work and just hold this stock for the long term as it continues to grow and as they continue to dominate their competition, then I think this is a big opportunity for me. So as you can see with the portfolio, Tesla takes up 100% of everything here. All of this $164,000 in investments, all of that is in Tesla. And if you're new here, it didn't start out this way. I actually had a 3-stock portfolio. Now, I may have switched out those stocks every now and then. I really only switched out one stock in my full investing career. And I think that was selling VOO to spend more on Tesla, Apple, and Microsoft. So really most of my career in investing, in terms of me actually spending money on the stocks and not just me getting free stocks, I think I've only had a maximum of 3 stocks in the portfolio at any time, maybe 4 at one point, but I feel like I've only had 3 so far at one point in time. So now it's all 100% in Tesla. That's because even with those other stocks, I think they're fantastic stocks, especially Apple, and then you have Microsoft as well. I think those are great stocks, but I just think there's a bigger opportunity with buying Tesla stock right now. And if you really start to look into the future and think about how transportation is going to be changed forever, if you really think about the company that is going to make that happen the most, I truly think Tesla is going to be at the forefront of this huge transition, not only to EVs, but to autonomy, the transition from manual human drivers to autonomous driving, where everything is done for you automatically. So not only is this a huge transition in one aspect of transportation, but multiple aspects. We're talking about a change in energy use, a change in the transportation form of these vehicles in terms of autonomy, and then also as autonomy becomes more relevant over time, then you'll have a lot of infotainment being offered as well, with that digital content being a huge asset to Tesla because of the really nice gross margins. So there's a lot of opportunity with autonomy. When I think about the long-term vision on Tesla, obviously the vehicle aspect of it all is important, but what I'm really focusing on is autonomy and robo-taxis and infotainment and the FSD packages and the really nice gross margins on that digital content and software as a service, and then we have the over-the-air upgrades. So Tesla has an asset of revenue that many other car companies don't. And then also, aside from just autonomy and those major things as well, we have Tesla's energy business, in which they're starting to put out a lot of large-scale battery packs. Major companies are buying mega packs and power packs from them, and even governments across the world are starting these big government power projects that are utilizing Tesla battery storage systems. So we're going to see a big transition of battery storage, especially as with a lot of companies right now that are putting out reports that they're trying to go for like 0 emissions by this time period, or have this amount of their company renewable energy. I know that Walmart is doing that as well, in which they're buying a lot of Tesla semi-trucks. I think they recently just tripled down on their original order. So a lot of companies are transitioning right now, and so that's millions and millions of dollars that companies are going to spend. And even if you start to think about civilians using like the Powerwall as well, in the future the Powerwall is something that I would love to have, and I think people really like the idea of being self-sufficient and having more control over their lives. So this is going to be huge, not only for major companies in the future, future, but also for civilians and just normal people like us as well. And I think the energy storage side, and especially all of the opportunities with autonomy, is kind of like an underrated aspect of Tesla, especially energy storage. I just don't think people realize the maximum potential of Tesla dominating this market and how much they can offer to society, which can therefore lead to people buying their products much more. So, and that's something that we've also been learning with the news pieces that I've been covering on this channel as well, where we're hearing from companies that are talking about how they're saving millions and millions of dollars just by using the Tesla Mega Packs or the Tesla Power Packs and their battery storage systems. So as I stated in a previous video, and I thought that this was a pretty relevant point, you have the people that care about obviously the whole aspect of renewable energy and supporting the planet and improving the life of humanity in the future. You have people that obviously care about that, but then again, you have people that just care about the bottom dollar as well. And that's understandable also. If you don't have a lot of disposable income, what's really going to matter for you is the value that you get out of your product. So like with the Tesla, we've really seen them revolutionize EVs in the sense that not only are they just renewable energy and maybe a little bit comparable internal combustion engines, but they're actually better in a lot of ways other than just them utilizing renewable energy. So the performance on Tesla and the software and the autonomy capabilities are a lot better in comparison to a lot of ICE vehicles. So that kind of helped with those people that, of course, might not care as much about the renewable energy aspect, in which the product is simply better. You're getting a lot more value out of it. And that applies to the energy sector of Tesla's business as well, in which it gives the person more control and more self-sufficiency, and it also simply just saves them money as well, which I think is the game changer. If you don't care as much about renewable energy, then that's truly the game changer. And that's where Tesla has a huge advantage, because how can you pass up on a product that is simply better, a product that saves you money and offers more value for what you're paying for? So how can you pass up on that? So anyways, with this video, I just wanted to share some of my logic and justification for me purchasing Tesla stock. So please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600. And to get that, all you have to do is use my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. So it's basically just nice passive income with minimal effort, and it also helps support the channel, in which I'll get some free stocks. And also, just to give you all some context, with the purchase that I made today, some of that fractional share is thanks to you all using my referral code to Webull, because I used some of the money from stocks that I sold from referrals to actually invest in a little bit more Tesla stock. Now, that was in combination with some money from something that I sold as well, a personal item, in which I've been trying to just sell some things lately and use that money for Tesla stock. But still, you all using my referral link definitely helps me out a lot. It helps me with my investments, which therefore in the future are going to play a big role in my life as compound interest continues and grows for me. So I greatly appreciate all of the support you all have shown me. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.